Hi guys, welcome to McKola TV. We're live. It's 6 p.m. in the UK. United take on Sunderland tomorrow at the Stadium of Light, and we really badly need a victory. We need to get back to winning ways ASAP. Thank you guys for joining us live. If you're joining us live right now, like Nathan and Pranish are in the comments, and if you're watching us back later, then where were you when we were live? Probably doing something better with your Saturday. But hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications so you get the notifications when we do go live and when I upload as well. Thank you for getting involved, Ranabias, Skengs and Peds, and Crazy Adil, who thinks it's going to be a 0-0 draw tomorrow. Now, the only thing that makes me think otherwise to that, because you know what? I've felt the same way this week. With the games coming thick and fast. And then, of course, games like West Brom at home, Everton at home. We've seen them so often this season where we've drawn and dropped points in games that we should be winning. And it's disheartened me with this campaign, not with Jose Mourinho's overall leadership, but with this Premier League campaign. It's just kind of got me like, don't care about it anymore. Once you stop fighting for the league and then you start dropping silly points, it's just like, just call the season to an end now. But the only thing that keeps me confident for tomorrow, Skengs and Peds, thanks for your question, is that United's away form has been a lot better. Our away form's been better. Gunner's confident of a win 2-0. Inarmo's confident of a win 2-0. Maxwell saying the same result too, and he thinks Zlatan's going to score. And I still think we'll get a victory away from home. At home, different story. When teams sit back and they invite us onto them, we fail to break them down, and occasionally they hit us on the break. But with Sunderland, they need 3 points. At home, their fans will urge them forward, and hopefully we can do something on the... Wow, I know we can do something on the break against these lot, and at least score a goal or two. Whether that's enough to win the game, fingers crossed. If we can keep Jermaine Defoe quiet, though, we'll go a long way to stopping them from scoring. The stream's only been going for a couple of minutes, Adil, so you're bright and early. Even thinks we're cursed. There is like a curse that's hanging over Old Trafford at the moment, isn't it? We're not losing games. We're not winning games. We're just drawing. And we're not really getting victories. It's so annoying because when you think of these draws... Okay, think about this week alone, yeah. If we had won those 2 games against West Bromwich Albion and Everton, we'd be comfortably in the top 4, I think. And we'd be looking... to close down those guys ahead of us. That's how annoying it is. And then when you take into consideration the whole of the season we've been doing this, the whole of the season we've been dropping points. Now look, we'd be on 58 points, 2 games in hand on Manchester City, and 3 points behind them. That is how it would be. That is ridiculous. Now, with a win against Middlesbrough, we'd go 4 points behind City with a game in hand. So, the top 4 isn't over. It isn't over by any stretch of the imagination. I think we'll be 6 points behind Liverpool with 2 games in hand on them. So it's not over, but it's annoying. And if we keep performing like we have been at home, it is over. Believe me. A theatre of draws, Kai says. Verdant, thank you for joining us again. Renegade, thank you for getting in on the action again as well. We'll speak about Javier Hernandez and Chicharito a little bit later in today's show. But I want to talk about that game against Sunderland first. Antoine Griezmann's in the comments. I don't think he's the real Antoine because Antoine Griezmann loves me and this guy clearly doesn't. George Ibbotson, thank you for getting involved in the comments, mate. So yeah, tomorrow we've got more injuries. That's the bad news. Ashley Young, Wayne Rooney, they join Smalling Jones and Juan Mata on the injury table. So that's annoying. Paul Pogba is back and available for selection though, having played 30 minutes the other day against Everton. So that's good news as well. Dean, thank you for getting involved, mate. You're only 5 minutes late, so still a lot of the stream to go. We'll be here for about 20, 30 minutes or so, talking about the game tomorrow. Thank you for getting involved, Ryan Newman. Ryan Dundovan, thank you for getting involved as well. He thinks Andy overreacted against Everton. I think Andy criticising the players, I think he got a bit personal with a few. I mean, it's his opinion. I didn't feel the same way at that time. but I can understand his frustration. I don't think he was doubting Jose Mourinho. Andy Tate loves Jose Mourinho. I think he was doubting some of the players. So it's just, that's the case, really, isn't it? Thank you very much for the nice comment, Ryan. Abaid says, will Marshall play tomorrow, or Marshall for selection? And I would say, yes, get Marshall in the team. Renegade, thank you for getting on the podcast as well. We're back in the studio next week as well, sometime around my trip to Belgium. So yeah, we'll have a new podcast for you guys next week. Samuel says, if we lose, we're out of the top 4. It's a must win. Are you guys confident that we will win this game? Get your comments in. Are you confident United will beat Sunderland? Relegation doomed Sunderland. They've already started preparing for season in the Championship next year. That is how much they're convinced they're going down. David Moyes has been talking about relegation since the start of the season. I don't know what kind of mentality that is. And it just continues to surprise me even more. Thank you for getting involved, John. And shout out to Alex as well. Juan matters best, mate. Nice one for getting involved, John and Alex. See you guys soon as well. Are you at Sunderland tomorrow? Andy said Rojo wasn't good enough. He's been quality, says Sude. I agree with that one. To be honest, I can't remember everything that Andy Tate said that day or anyone else said on the fan cams. I haven't watched all of them back, but I do remember there was a guy saying that he wished Jose never got appointed. And there were a lot of people that thought that as well, that Jose Mourinho shouldn't have got appointed. But it's easy for them to come out now when we're having a bad run. But for me, I had my doubts about Jose Mourinho, but I am not worried about his appointment as manager. I think he's doing a good job. It's a shame it hasn't been quicker in terms of the improvement. It has been a little bit slow when you look at our league form. But overall, I think the mentality change at Manchester United has been great. I think his 4 transfers have been great. I think his treatment of Luke Shaw, Fosu Mensah, etc., that's questionable. But for me, Jose Mourinho is raising the levels here at Manchester United that are required to play for Manchester United. And that's just what we need. We need the levels to be raised. Because after 3 years of poor football, poor results, everything, we need to raise the levels here at Old Trafford. Now, the league form has been really, really, really frustrating. I can agree with that. But for me, I'm not getting worried by that. I think you need to give Jose Mourinho a few transfer windows. You need to give him a second season. That's for definite. And if anyone's even considering saying Jose out, balmy. Absolutely balmy. And I don't agree at all. 3 Lingard hat-trick, says George. Interesting the reaction to Jesse Lingard's contract this week. He deserves a new contract. Let's get that straight. And people saying, he's on 100 grand a week, he's on this, that, the other. First of all, it's 75,000 grand a week. That's, well, not 75,000 grand, 75 grand a week. That is crazy money. Of course it's crazy money. But footballers have been getting crazy money for a long, long, long time. Ashley Young has been on 100 odd grand a week for a long time at Manchester United. So when you look at it, squad players in our squad are getting that sort of money. Ruben Loftus-Cheek at Chelsea is on 60 grand a week. And we're moaning about Jesse Lingard, a player that is a valuable squad member, has scored winning goals in a cup final at Wembley, scored another goal in a cup final at Wembley. Valuable squad player whose football, look, if he's starting week in, week out, you have a right to complain, because we can get better players that should be starting week in, week out than Jesse Lingard. But Jesse Lingard is a valuable squad team member, and when he does start, he brings something to the team. He brings something different to the team as well. He's a player we can bring off the bench. His movement is so unselfish, and he creates opportunities in space for other players. And he scored big goals, man. How are people on this guy's case? I just don't understand it. He may not be your favourite player. You may not think he should start every game. But that is not a reason to get on Jesse Lingard's case. Not a reason at all. Alex is saying 3-0 to United tomorrow. Nice and confident. Should see you guys around tomorrow. Lingard is given a contract for his dancing. I think that's such a ridiculous opinion. Sorry, mate. I love you and all, but that is a ridiculous opinion. Score prediction, I think 2-0. Buzzing to catch you live. Finally, it's 1:08 a.m. here in Bali. Swagger man Dan. 1:08 a.m. Thank you for catching up with us, mate. Thank you for joining us live. I'll try and be flexible with the times that we do go live. George has always gives 100% effort as well. Love him. Yeah, he does. I don't think giving 100% effort is something that, means you should play for Man United. But he does. I would give 100% effort for Man United, but I'm not good enough to play for Man United. But Jesse Lingard, he does give 100% effort. That's not all that he brings. Ryan loves Lingard personally. He says, I'm at £7.50 an hour. Mate, that's life, innit? We're all doing jobs to get by, and these people will be made after a year or two for life. But at the same time, not everybody can become a footballer. It's a select few. And if you're successful enough and talented enough and you dedicate yourself enough to a life in football, whether that's at Man United or Macclesfield, you deserve the money that comes your way, because it's a hard sport, man. But of course the money is getting ridiculous. But then you can look at it another way as well and say these football clubs are earning money off the back of these players. So with the ridiculous money that's in the game, surely some of it has to go to players, and it does. It sure does. I really hope we can win convincingly tomorrow. I can't stand Sunderland, says Matt. Me too, mate. I can't stand Sunderland. And remember that Poznan they did when City won the league on the last day of the season? Let's win at their ground and then sing about how they're going down. That'll be nice, wouldn't it? Going down with David Moyes. Did they sing that when we went there last time? Probably. I'm sure Everton did anyway. God's sake. Rambo thinks it's going to be 1-1. Spurs so free scoring at home. That's what I want United to be like, says Matt. Spurs are very impressive at the moment, as are Chelsea. But Spurs, Mauricio Pochettino's doing a fantastic job there. The way he's got them building up, and the way he's got players coming through the ranks, the way even his signings as well, when he's making signings, he's making just small little improvements that the team really need. He's not buying players that they don't really need, which you can get, when you're coming up and you've got Champions League football coming and you got this and that coming. It's easy to probably think, we need to buy this, that, the other, but they haven't. They've kind of just grown slowly, and I like that. Fair play to them. Poch is a fantastic manager. Today's results are interesting. Spurs pretty much confirmed they're going to get top 4. Thanks for the question, Alpha. Well, the request. Spurs are guaranteed to get top 4. West Ham got a tight result, but it looks like they'll be staying up. I can't look past Sunderland, Middlesbrough to go down, and maybe I think Hull are going to escape. I think Hull will escape. Man City beat Hull today, I know that, but I think Hull's form's been generally very good. Their new manager Silva's got him doing fantastically well, and I think they'll stay up, and I hope they do stay up, because I'll be interested to see what Silva can do next season with a pre-season behind him, transfer window behind him and all that. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on. But there were some decent results today, but to be honest, I just don't care about these football results anymore, because United just keep dropping points, and until we win another game, it's going to be that way as well. Annoying. I don't know how to do all that tech stuff that Steve does. Nigel, thank you for the comment. I don't know how to do all that stuff, man. Putting subs in corners and that. I know just about how to get a frame up, get going with that. But yeah, I don't know how to do all that stuff. It's 2-1 to Chelsea now, by the way. Bournemouth have scored, but Chelsea are cruising to the league, aren't they? They are cruising to the league. We need a big win to make a statement after 2 disappointing draws, says Kartik. The latest Zlatan interview seems like he isn't staying, says Even. If Zlatan leaves, look, I'd love Zlatan to stay. I think he's a fantastic character. I think he's a fantastic player. But if Zlatan Ibrahimovic leaves, I am not overly concerned. Not overly concerned one bit. Because I do believe that we can replace goals in our team. We can what would be difficult to replace is that presence, that experience, that winning mentality that he has, because we've lost so much of that over the last couple of years. We've lost so much of that. Paddy Evra, Rio, Vidic, Scholes, Giggs. When you think about all these players that have left, don't want to talk about Fergie, but you think about all these players that have left, you know it's going to be very difficult to replace Zlatan Ibrahimovic's experience, even though he has only been here 1 year. You look at everybody else around him, they absolutely buzz off him. And yes, he's missed a lot of chances, but we just need that experience that he's got more than we need his goals, I think, because we've had it in the past. Ruud van Nistelrooy left, Ronaldo left, all these players have left over the years, and we all thought, how are we going to replace their goals? But we do it. What do you think we need to do to sort our defence out? Who asked that? Says George. I think we need to just have some settled team, man. We haven't had the opportunity to have a settled lineup. Apart from De Gea and Valencia, they're the only two players that have been ever present in the back five. When you think of a back four and a goalkeeper, they're the only two that have been ever present. We've been chopping and changing at the back, centre half, between Smalling, Rojo, Bailey, Blind. And Blind's very rarely played there. Jones as well, sorry. Left back, we've had Blind, Young, Darmian, and Luke Shaw has very rarely played, but Luke Shaw is the one you would expect would be the main man, would be playing every single game. So it's difficult, man. We need a settled back four, and we can then have a settled defence. It's the same with the whole team. We just need. Who was it that made? We had a debate recently, I think it was, or the preview that we did for Full Time Devils, and they said that, can't remember who it was now, so I do apologise, but they said that when you look at it, we just haven't had a settled front four either. Chopping and changing, only Zlatan has been an ever present there. Mkhitaryan's been in and out, Marshall's been in and out. Matt has been there all the time, but we haven't had the same front four playing too often. I'd love to see Mickey, Marshall and all those guys, Mickey, Marshall, Zlatan, maybe Matter in behind or whatever, playing consistently, but we just don't. So that's annoying as well. It really is annoying. But tomorrow, my 11 for tomorrow would be David De Gea in goal, Valencia and Luke Shaw as the full-backs, with Ashley Young out. You could use Daley Blind there or Darmian, but I want to see Luke Shaw start, man. So Luke Shaw there at left back, Valencia at right back. So Bailey and Rojo at centre half. Pogba, Herrera, Mickey, Marshall, Zlatan, Jesse. That's my team. What are your teams? See you tomorrow, Alex and John. See you guys then. Noah, Zlatan, I love Zlatan too. Hope we don't sign Morata or Gaetan. Wait, why is Gaetan's name popped up again? My thoughts on Redmen TV, that's a strange question, but I like Paul and I like Chris. I like you guys probably going to go, but they're Liverpool fans, you can't like them. They're sound lads, man. And I watch some of the stuff they do, what's it called on Ball Street? Social Club. I watch some of that stuff that they do, and I like it. I like them. They talk sense about football, apart from Man United. Because obviously they're Scousers, they're not going to talk sense about Man United. Let's get real. Just like they maybe say I don't talk sense about Liverpool. But yeah, I like their stuff, and I like Paul and I like Chris. I don't watch much of the Redmen TV content because obviously it's about Liverpool, but I watch more of them on Ball Street. Abaid, relax, man. Chill out. The comments section is for peace and love and comments about United. Whether that's rage or positive comments, it's just for comments about United. Come on, man. Skeng Samped says, my thoughts on Javier Hernandez. Renegades asked. A few of you guys have asked as well. Noah, are you going? Thank you for joining us, mate. I'll see you later. Yeah, those guys, man. Chicharito. Jose said he'd score 20 goals a season in this team, and I tend to agree. Chicharito was just a absolute goal poacher. His all-round game wasn't great. His first touch was abysmal. His second touch was a tackle. His all-round play, he couldn't pass. He couldn't do any of that stuff. But get him in and around the box, get him running through on goal, man is bagging. The guy is an absolute goal machine. And yeah, I fell out of love with him a little bit towards the end, with the way he was acting like a little bitch towards the end of his career at United. But I suppose David Moyes did crack a lot of United players. And yeah, he's a quality player. If he came back, I wouldn't be asked. If he didn't come back, I wouldn't be asked. But he is a goal scorer. Say something about Cheeky Sport. Cheeky Sport hit 70,000 subscribers, I think it was yesterday. So first of all, congratulations to Cheeky Sport. I know Joe, I know Dave, I know Ak, they're my brothers. And the hard work that they put in is absolutely incredible. I'll tell you a little story. I remember the first ever time Cheeky Sport were recording. It was at a United game. And I was doing fan cams after the match. And it was around a period where Andy Tate had gone absolutely massive because of the vines. So all these vines had come out of Andy Tate, and I remember some of it was getting ridiculous. He was getting stick at work, and all sorts of people were just trying to record him, take pictures of him, do this, do that, and it was getting a bit intrusive. And I remember we were at a game after the match. We did a fan cam with Andy, and I was thinking, Joel and Dave, I didn't know who they were at the time. They were sniffing around, and they asked me to record with them, so I recorded with them. And then they were around Andy, and I was wary of what was going on. But they did a video with us, that day, and they filmed. They had a mad camera, so they were filming really close, and they filmed right up my nostrils. And I remember thinking, like, you guys have literally done me over here. And I showed them so much love at the time, but they are two of my best friends in YouTube. And not in YouTube, like, they're not only my friends in YouTube, but out of the people that you see me make videos with on YouTube and all that, them two are two of my best friends. Mid-Table United, feel free to fuck off if you're not happy with the stream. I'm totally happy with that. If you to go on a high, which 3 United players would you take with you, says the Renegade. This feels like some Grand Theft Auto, Pacific Ocean Bank, whatever it's called, highs. It's a good question. I'd take Zlatan, because he seemed like he'd just walk up to some security guard and be like, listen, just leave now. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to be around for any of this. And the security would just be off. They'd be like, you know what, Zlatan, I'm off. So Zlatan, are we talking current players or all-time players? Because Zlatan Ibrahimovic is there. If it's current players, Zlatan, Eric Bailly, and Spanish Dave, because you need some safe hands if you're going to be doing this heist, right? Ooh, YouTube friends. Oh, God. I'm the host for Full Time Devils tomorrow. I'll be at the game. Herrera is absolutely class, isn't he? You haven't missed much, First Class Mafia. We've just been talking and answering a few questions, talking about the game tomorrow. Young and Rooney have joined Smalling, Jones and Mata on the injury table, so they'll be out of the game tomorrow. My predicted 11 for the game tomorrow is David De Gea, Valencia, Bailey, Rojo, Shaw, Herrera, Pogba, Mickey, Marshall, Lingard and Zlatan. And I'm going for a 2-0 win to Manchester United with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Scoring. Pineapple on pizza, says Haydaroo. This is a big topic in Full-Time Devils debate history. We've had a debate with this. Now, what you don't see is when we're waiting for Full-Time Devils previews and all that records to start, we have general chit-chat on the sidelines on Skype. And pineapple on pizza is a big one. Now, I think it's Stephen Alson, United Rantcast Paul, they are all against pineapple on pizza. But let me tell you something. I am not against it. I love pineapple on pizza. Pineapple deserves a place on pizza. So fuck anyone that says otherwise, yeah? You've got as much creativity as a blind Play-Doh contest. Now, Project Hype. It depends. Has the person always been blind, or were they made blind after a period where they could see? Because if they had a period where they could see, their creativity, even though they're blind, with their hands and all that, with Play-Doh, may be absolutely great. So you've got to think about what you're saying here, if you're going to do that. I love you too, Aria. Thank you for joining us. I'm a disgrace, lad, says Jacob. Can you explain why? We need Shaw and Tony V to play. What do you think? I agree, Calvin. They are in my predicted team. What's your take on who's going to be sold from our team this summer? I think Ashley Young will go. I don't think he has to go, but I think he will go. I think he's a decent squad player. But I think players like that will go. He's on a decent wage as well. Trim the wage bill a little bit more. We've had Bastian Schweinsteiger leave recently. I think Wayne Rooney will leave this summer. I think that is a big thing that I think will happen this summer, and I think Wayne Rooney will leave. I think Jose Mourinho is already prepping for life after Wayne Rooney. You've seen the way Wayne Rooney's hardly ever included. Is he really injured at the moment? I'm not too sure. And so Wayne Rooney's one that I think will leave as well. Who else do I think will leave? I think there'll be a few players that will leave that will be unhappy with. I think Darmian may leave for more football elsewhere. I'd hope Daley Blind doesn't leave, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does. But I think Daley Blind should stay. I think he's a fantastic footballer. I think David De Gea will leave this summer. And if that happens, I will be absolutely gutted. Who else do I think will leave? I think it'll just be players like that. Fellaini could leave as well, because Fellaini, we could get a decent wage, decent transfer fee for him, and we could replace him in the squad. But Jose Mourinho does like him. Jose Mourinho does play him, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him keep him in the team. But yeah, guys, thank you for a lovely chat today. Even the random questions about pineapples on pizza and cheeky sport and all that good stuff. Thank you for getting involved today. Can you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we're very close to 30,000 subscribers now. Cheeky Sport on 70k. I can't even get 30k. What the hell's going on there? Guys, they deserve it, let's be honest. They put so much work in. If I put half as much work in, I'd be on as much subs. So, time is to put that much work in. And guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, and share. I'm Adam McKola. I'm out of here. I think United are going to beat Sunderland tomorrow 2-0 with Zlatan Ibrahimovic scoring. And also, I think the team will be David De Gea, Valencia, Bailey, Rojo, Shaw, Herrera, Pogba, Mickey, Lingard, Marshall, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I've been Adam McKola. This has been Adam McKola TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Thank you for joining us, Swaggerman them. Thank you for joining us, Mo. Thank you for joining on the fake Antoine Griezmann. Thank you for joining us, Nigel, at Manchester United. Thank you for joining us, Brad. Thank you all for joining us. Tired now. I need a drink.